It is 9:31 a.m., Monday, April 19th, 2021. If I could please have council put your appearance on record.
Taylor May on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
Is this from Friday? Okay. Morning. Y'all ready? I'm ready if you are. Another paper clip. And another one. Actually, here's another one. There's just a bunch laying around over here. I don't know why. Oh, that's gonna work. We hope. Please tell me your name.
Antonio Durrell.
20MM896680. You're here charged with battery. Ms. George, your office represents him. He's here for an arraignment.
We're gonna enter a plea of not guilty.
Division 61, pretrial conference, May 24th at 1:30 PM, courtroom 6B.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Valerie Rivera.
Oh. 21 CF 4469AO. You're here charged with battery, one prior, domestic violence, tampering with a witness, and child abuse. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. There is probable cause in this case. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond will be $500 on count one, $1,000 on count two, and $2,500 on count three. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. That includes through social media. You can't send a message through friends or family, no contact at all. I'll order that you must comply with any plans set in place by DCF. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Were you living at 1243 Sand Lime Road?
Yes, that is my home.
All right. At this time, I'm ordering that you must maintain a separate residence from the victim. So if he's, I don't know, but if he's there, you can't live there.
He's not there.
I don't know how you would know that because he was there yesterday. So when you're released from custody, if he's still there, you cannot be there. Do you understand that? I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you cannot coordinate that with the victim. Do you understand? You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages or controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, ma'am.
Drug testing is repeated.
Yes. Please tell me your name.
Good morning again, Your Honor. My name is Joseph Marsden.
20MM902980. You're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating a condition of pretrial release. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. At this time, there's no bond authorized on this.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I was in jail most of that day, and I was before you.
I remember.
I had to go see DCF. I had to get a hitch put on my truck. My house is, nobody's taking care of it. There's a dog there. There's a pool pump running. I'm supposed to meet with DCF tomorrow at my house about my son coming back to the house. Why would there be no bond? It was just a phone call. I'm paid 2 months in advance. I was in jail.
Sir, your attorney's going to have to file a motion in front of the trial judge because I can't change this at this time.
How long will I be in jail?
That's between your attorney, the state, and the judge who's hearing this case. At this time, though, I'm not going to take any action on your out-on-bond case, so I'm not revoking your other bond, but you have no bond on the new charge. I can't hear you, what? Yes. And sir, you have to comply with all the previous conditions. You understand that?
I understand that, but I can't get out of jail.
Not right now.
I'm gonna lose my house.
Your attorney can file a motion. Good luck, sir. Sir, please tell me your name.
My name's John Alita.
Well, good morning, Mr. Thompson. You're here in 21 MM 262680, charged with trespass on property after warning. Does the state have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer conveyed was an adjudication credit time served and no return to the Chevron.
Ms. George, were you able to speak with him?
No, Your Honor.
You want to take a minute right now? Mr. Thompson, the state has offered, what did you say, Counselor?
Adjudication.
Adjudication credit time served, no return.
If, okay.
Been arrested, but
I don't,
I've been clean.
I don't think, Your Honor, this is the time to accept this state's offer.
I understand. Does the state object to an ROR in this case?
No, Your Honor, all of its history seems nonviolent, so the state has no objection to an ROR.
All right, sir, here's what I'm going to do. I find PC. There is probable cause for your arrest. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. At this time, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, but you can't return to that Chevron station. Do you understand? Do you know where you were?
Yeah,
At the Chevron station on South John Young Parkway?
yeah,
Okay, you can't go back there.
okay.
So don't go back there when you get released.
I will go.
Okay, all right, go somewhere else, all right?
All right.
And get in touch with your attorney. Her phone number is on that piece of paper.
Yeah.
All right, good luck, sir. Have a nice day. Please tell me your name.
Joan Elias Valdez Castillo.
You're here in 21 MO 454, charged with indecent conduct. There is probable cause. I'm inclined to revoke his bond, Counselor.
Your Honor, there was an offer conveyed. What I've been authorized on the city's behalf is a withhold credit time served.
Your Honor, what did you, was it a withhold? I explained that there is a withhold of adjudication credit time served. He wants to accept the state's offer here today. He understands that he has to give up his rights in order to resolve that offer here today. Your Honor, however, I would ask that you take no action. His out on bond is a nonviolent offense, and he's resolving this case here today. I see no convictions here in Florida.
All right, raise your right hand, please, sir.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Actually, Your Honor, I'm not going to accept it. I just saw that there's multiple dismissals based on his mental capacity, which I had a little bit of a concern with when I was speaking with him. But he said he understood. However, I'm not comfortable letting him accept it until we are able to fully evaluate whether he's mentally competent.
All right, Mr. Castillo, you heard what your attorney just said today. You have a history of some mental health issues?
Yes.
All right.
Could I say something?
Yes, sir, you can say anything you want. Everything you say is being recorded.
My mind is something that I gave to God a long time ago due to what my parents taught me. I want you to know that in God I trust, and I know that you are God in a way, especially when you think of yourself as what you are, man. So in God I trust, and I will move forward trusting in God, which is who I gave my mind to.
All right, well, I appreciate that, sir, and I just want to make sure that you understand that I don't think that I'm anywhere near God. I don't know everything, nothing like that, but I think that what we'll do in this case is I'm appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you so that they can help work on your case some. I think that might be in your best interest here today. So at this time, your bond is $500. You are not allowed to have any contact with, do we have the name of the other man? No.
No, Your Honor.
You know where the Wawa is on Colonial Drive where this took place? Okay, I need you not to go back there. Do you understand that?
If I want to go to that Orlando area, is there a way I can go there with public, so I can just stay away from that area then?
Just stay away from that Wawa, that store.
Okay,
So you can go to other stores, don't go to this one
okay,
for now.
okay.
All right, until you hear from your attorney. And based on this, counselor, I'm not going to revoke his out on bond case,
Thank you, Your Honor.
but if you can leave a note for your colleagues to get on it right away. All right, good luck, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please tell me your name.
Lloyd Franklin.
21 CF 446580. You're here charged with burglary of a structure. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. There is probable cause in this case. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond will be $3,500. You're not allowed to return to, what's the scene, counselor?
It was Live Car Auto located at 411 North OBT.
All right, you're not allowed to return there. Do you understand? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I would, I just wanted to let the court know that he has been found incompetent. And we are waiting another evaluation for the new case, sorry. And I just want to point out to the court that my client is transient. If you look at the arrest affidavit, although he entered the back of the building, he didn't break into anything. So I just ask that the court take that into consideration.
What says the state?
Your Honor, given his history, there are a lot of like offenses and other property offenses as well as violent offenses. So while I believe there is a Burke structure, he went through 2 different offenses. So this isn't a first-time offense for Mr. Franklin.
Your Honor, don't talk. I'm just speaking for the out on bond cases. I'm not arguing that there isn't PC for the burglary.
Right,
I
I
just
see what
wanted
you're
to bring to your attention that he has been found incompetent in another case, and we're actually having him evaluated again in the new cases. So I just ask that, I know you've set a bond in this case, that you take no action on the out on bond cases. And I just wanted to point to the fact that he didn't break anything. He's transient, and I believe that's the
Your
reason
Honor,
why.
I believe in the 20 CF 2974 controlled substance and tampering case. He's set for a competency hearing tomorrow in front of Judge Calderon. So I'd ask that you take no action on both of them.
All right, here's what I'm going to do at this time. Based on the arguments of counsel, I am going to revoke your bond. So in your 20 CF 2974AO, you were previously released on your own recognizance. I'm revoking that ROR at this time, and your bond will be $500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. In 21 CF 546AO, your bond was $250. I'm going to revoke that and set your bond at $500. And all previous conditions still apply. Do you understand, sir?
Your Honor, I would just ask that you not impose a bond. He's transient. I don't even believe he's going to be able to afford this bond amount. We would just ask that you take no action on those two cases, only because he's homeless. And I believe, like you said, he's going to see the judge tomorrow.
How do we know that he'll go see the judge tomorrow, counselor? If he bonds out, how do you know he'll be there?
He hasn't had any failures to appear before that judge, if I'm not mistaken. We haven't had an issue with that, Your Honor. His last failure to appear was in 2011.
All right, I'll take no action on his out on bond cases. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
James Moore?
21 CF 445980. You're here charged with criminal mischief and grand theft. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count one, $150 on count two. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, Your Honor.
So were you living in the same home?
Yes, Your Honor.
What kind of group home is this?
5 people in the home, Your Honor.
Is this court-ordered or voluntary?
Voluntary, Your Honor.
All right, so what say the attorneys as to the no return and maintain a separate residence?
Your Honor, since there's already a no contact, which is appropriate given the case, given there is a victim, I feel like a no return has to be ordered, as there's already a no contact and the victim lives in that residence, according to the defendant.
Your Honor? Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
My landlord is evicting the person that this happened to, and he wants me to come back. He said he was going to bond me out. I don't, that's what he told me,
Yeah, I just,
because I have nowhere else to go.
Your Honor, I'd ask for a separate residence.
All right.
In lieu of a no return, in case the victim does move out, then Mr. Moore can return.
Yeah, Your Honor?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
He's leaving in 15 days.
So the problem is, Mr. Moore, I don't have jurisdiction over him. I only have jurisdiction over you.
Yes, Your Honor.
So at this time, I'll order that you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. So you need to talk to your attorney right away because I can't provide you alternative housing, but you're not going to be allowed to live in the same place that he's living right now. So once he moves out, you could move back in. But as long as he's there, you can't be there. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Spanish?
Good morning, Your Honor. Carlos Morales, State Certified Spanish Court Interpreter, previously sworn.
Good morning. If you could connect to the headset and establish that he can hear you.
Yes, sir. I'll go ahead and
Sí.
we're connected, Your Honor.
Please tell me your name.
Carlos Ortega.
Carlos Ortega.
All right, sir, in 21 CT 66280, you were charged with an expired driver's license. I understand that you posted bond, but at this time, you won't be able to leave because there's an ICE hold. You have an immigration hold. Was the public defender's office appointed? Does anyone know?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you'll have to talk to your attorney. But you understand that you're being held by immigration. That sheet of paper has the number for the public defender's office. You can call
Yes.
and talk to your attorney, all right?
Your Honor, are you going to stay the bond since it's already been posted?
Okay.
Yeah. All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Carlos Mendez.
A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Osceola County in 15 CT 4272 for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of no valid driver's license. Your bond is $4,999. We'll notify Osceola County that you're here. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
All right.
Good luck, sir. What?
That's the last Spanish interpreter.
Oh, that's it? No more Spanish? Oh, thank you. That's all we need from the interpreter this morning.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Your Honor, I believe we skipped Bradick.
Yeah, we did. We'll come back to it. Please tell me your name. Oh. All right.
Your Honor, he's getting Ferris. Ferris?
Yes.
Next person is Rowe. Tamara Rowe
Yes.
is medical.
21 CT 603AW. It's a duelist charge counselor and your office represents her.
We'll waive and enter a plea and not guilty, Your Honor.
Division 63, pretrial conference, May 20th at 1 o'clock, courtroom 12C.
Sir, please tell me your name. 21 CT 183980. You're here charged with operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. I think the PD was appointed, but if not, I'm appointing them.
It is, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're gonna enter a plea and not guilty.
Okay.
Division 80, pretrial conference, June 24th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 9C.
Good luck, sir. Klinger. 16MM 1248980, petty theft. Mr. George, your office represents him.
We'll waive and enter a plea and not guilty.
Division 63, pretrial conference, May 20th at 1 o'clock, courtroom 12C.
And also, just kidding.
It's okay.
Next. 21MM 63AE. Ms. George?
We'll waive and enter a plea and not guilty, Your Honor.
Division 85, pretrial conference, May 10th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4A.
Prince Olsenette,
21MM70AE. Ms. George?
Are you doing the no cross or just waive it?
You can waive it for right now, I guess.
Okay. We'll waive an enter plea and not guilty, Your Honor.
Division 85, pretrial conference, May 10th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4A.
Your Honor, I had Mr. Klinger having two cases.
I thought so, but then I thought I had just read it wrong.
No, one's 12489, one's 12589.
All right. What's the 589 charge?
Well, the 489 is petty theft over 100, the 589 is just petty theft.
All right, Ms. George.
We'll waive an enter plea and not guilty, Your Honor.
Division 84, pretrial conference, May 10th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4B.
Please tell me your name. A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Lake County in case 20 CF 1728 for uttering a forged check, fraudulent use of personal identification information, and petty theft second offense. Your bond is $2,000 on count 1, $2,000 on count 2, and $1,000 on count 3. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you and will notify Lake County that you're here. Additionally, you have a capias in 2017 CF 10014 for failing to appear for a VOP status hearing on charges of a scheme to defraud and grand theft. There's no bond authorized on that, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office. In 21 CF 4462AO, you're here charged with aggravated assault with a firearm, domestic violence, and battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause in this case, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. What says the state has to bond on count 1?
Your Honor, as we do not have the victim here to testify today, I will leave that within your discretion. I do believe he has other prior violent offenses, so I just ask you to take that into account.
At this time, your bond will be $50,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Even while you're in custody, you can't call her on the phone or send a message through friends or family. No contact at all. Do you understand that?
I don't think he knows who the victim is, Your Honor.
Where did this come from? I just got picked up on a warrant.
All right, State, put the factual basis on the record, please.
On or about April 18th, 2021, a law enforcement responded to Summit at Metro West Apartments. Ms. Tamika Stafford got into an argument at her apartment with Mr. Cutts. She advised law enforcement that Mr. Cutts became enraged, man yelling, "I'm going to kill you." She then tried to exit the vehicle, in which he grabbed her hair and pulled out a black handgun from his waistband area and pointed it directly at her while yelling that statement. Her daughter also came downstairs and he yelled again, "I'm going to kill y'all." A neighbor came out taking the trash and observed some of this. Ms. Stafford had a swollen left eye and a cut above her eyelid consistent with her testimony. All events occurred in Orange County, Florida.
So you're not allowed to have any contact with,
Tamika Stafford.
well, there's actually two. It's Tamika and Tamkia Stafford. Do you understand that? You can't have contact with either. You understand? You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You're not allowed to return to Summit at Metro West Apartments. Were you living there? All right, I'll allow you one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but after that, you may not return there for any reason. Do you understand? Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Mr Giles.
Put your hands up.
21 CF 445380. You're here charged with false imprisonment, tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement officers, and battery, dating violence. There is probable cause for this case, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Ma'am, do you wish to testify?
Sure.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Did you say yes or no?
Yes.
All right, please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, I
Can you
swear.
state your name for the record, please?
Julie Vasquez.
State you may inquire.
Good morning, ma'am. Can you please state your relationship to Mr. Giles?
His girlfriend.
For approximately how long?
8 months.
Are you afraid of him?
No,
If you were to be released from custody today, would you be afraid of him?
no,
Has anything like this ever happened before?
never.
Are you willing to call 911 if anything like this ever occurred again?
Sure.
Do you want to have contact with him?
Yes, I do.
And were drugs or alcohol involved in this incident?
He was drinking a little bit, yes.
Okay. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Does the defense wish to inquire?
No, Your Honor. Well, we would just ask that you place my client on pretrial release. He does qualify. I see no convictions in Florida. Or failures to appear, Your Honor.
Your Honor, given that he qualifies, state has no objection to PTR, but I would ask for a monetary bond in connection with the PTR, given the false imprisonment and the tampering with a witness to hinder communication. I would just ask for a bond in connection with the PTR, also given the victim's testimony here today that she's not afraid.
Your Honor, I don't think it's necessary to also give him a monetary bond, as this is his first offense, and the victim has stated she is not afraid of him. I don't think it was an extremely violent offense, and because of that, I would just ask that you take that into consideration.
Do you have a job?
I have a job interview on Wednesday. That's my job in March.
At this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You are not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You can't call her on the phone. You can't send a message through friends or family. You can't contact her on social media. No contact. Do you understand that? You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcohol, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens. Do you understand that? I can't hear you. Get close to the mic.
Your Honor, can you repeat that last part of the,
You can't drink any alcohol,
okay?
and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens. So if you have an alcoholic drink and you test positive, you'll be arrested.
Perfect,
You understand that?
perfect, I will.
Were you living in 5941 Bent Pine Drive?
If I leave?
Is that where you live?
Yeah, that's my residence.
Does she live there?
No.
Ma'am, where do you live?
Vero Beach. Can I
All
say
right.
something?
Yes.
And this-
Hold on, let me finish this really fast. So because you're not living together, this will be easy. I'll order that you maintain a separate residence. You cannot live with her right now. You understand that? Yes, ma'am, what do you want to say?
That this been a misunderstanding. I'm not afraid of him. He never hit me. He never did anything against myself. I was just trying to get my cell phone. I asked the police officer, he can just get my phone. I knew the phone was broken. I just wanted the SIM card from the phone. And everything escalated. He has never touched me or been aggressive with me. It's just a misunderstanding.
All right, thank you, ma'am. I understand what you're telling me here today. I'm still ordering him at this time to have no contact with you. Sir, your attorney can file a motion in front of the trial judge to change that, but until another judge signs a written order that says you can have contact with her, you cannot. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. And this court doesn't have jurisdiction over her. So if you do have contact with her and she or someone else calls the police, you're the one who's getting arrested and coming back to jail. You understand that?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Good luck, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
My name is Sonia Muniz.
21 CF 445180. You're here charged with aggravated assault with a weapon, domestic violence, and battery domestic violence. There is probable cause in this case, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. What says the state as to PTR?
Your Honor, this is also another one where we don't have victim input here today. So since she qualifies for PTR, we just asked for a monetary bond in conjunction with the PTR, as there was a weapon, a machete, on scene that was recovered, which corroborates the victim's recitation of what happened.
All right, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You're not allowed to have any contact with Angel Hernandez. Do you understand that?
Yes.
No contact.
Uh-huh.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Were you two living together?
Yes, it's my house.
All right, you can't live together now. So I'm going to order that you maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow you to return one time with law enforcement to gather your belongings. But if he's there, you can't live there. You understand that?
Okay.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
Nothing else.
All right, good luck, ma'am.
Is this a straight PTR?
Yes.
Your Honor, do you want the victim in the next case in also?
No.
Okay.
Thank you. Please tell me your name.
My name is Ronald Robinson.
21 CF 447080. You're here charged with aggravated battery, great bodily harm, tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement, kidnapping, dating violence, and resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause in this case, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. What says the state has to bond?
Your Honor, as to count 3, given that it is a life offense, the state would ask that you hold him no bond pending an Arthur hearing.
All right, at this time, sir, your bond will be $50,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2, no bond on count 3, and $100 on count 4. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You're not allowed to return to the Best Western Hotel Orlando. I'm sorry, Sure Stay Plu by Best Western. You understand?
Yes.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Were you two living together?
Off and on, yes.
All right, I'll order that you must maintain a separate residence, so you're not allowed to live together when you get out. You understand that?
Should I have no bone?
Correct,
I can't bone out.
correct,
I have to wait to come back to court?
right. Kidnapping is an offense in Florida that's punishable by life in prison. So that's why your bond is none at this time. Your attorney can file a motion in front of the trial judge to get that changed, but as of today, it will not be changed. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
I'm also going to order that you're not allowed to have contact with any of the witnesses in the case. You understand that? All right, good luck, sir. Hold on, I need that one more. Sorry. All right. Please tell me your name.
Andy Alcon.
21MM263180. You're here charged with battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am, I just have a question. He does have my son right now. He's not the biological dad. I'm originally from New Mexico. We were out here on vacation, and I had no one to leave him with.
So you can't have any contact with him. You can talk to your attorney about what to do with the child. I'm not going to order anything as it relates to the child. I'll order that you're only allowed to return one time to Walt Disney World Art of Animation Resort in order to gather your belongings, but you must do that with law enforcement. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. So you live in New Mexico?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll allow you to return to New Mexico, but you can't have any contact with him. That means you can't travel back with him. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Richard Garcia.
21 MM 262580. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, my client does qualify for pretrial release. Let me see what other ones. I would also, Your Honor, just point to the fact that he will be returning back to New York, it looks like. I think it's New York.
At this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond of $500. The special conditions on pretrial release, you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand that? You understand what no contact means? You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcohol, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens. Do you understand that?
Wait, but I'm not from here. I'm from New York.
I understand that.
So how-
Do you understand what I'm telling you?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. We were advised, PTR, that since defendants who reside out of state, pretrial won't be able to monitor them through RUA. What can happen is they can go somewhere upstate or wherever they're from, get a urine test and submit it through the courts, but pretrial won't be able to monitor them out of state through RUA. All because they only do telephone reporting.
Then he has to stay here. If they can't be monitored out of state, then they just have to stay. You can't come here on vacation, commit a crime, and then just get to go home and be free. That's not the way the law works, so.
I think they're able to call in and check in, and if they need to, they can go into a facility.
Right.
Take the test. But Your Honor, if he's not from here, to leave him here homeless, I don't know what he would do in that case.
I don't either, but I think that's something you gotta figure out before you come to Florida and commit a crime in Florida if you don't live here.
I can commit all the time, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna take a brief recess. I'll be right back. All right, we're back on the record. Sir, tell me your name again.
Richard Garcia.
Okay. So, clearly, Ms. George, alcohol is an issue. His history is all alcohol. There was alcohol in this incident. Alcohol is an issue. If he wants to return to New York, he's going to have to do random alcohol screens in New York. So, I don't know how we're going to work that out, but that's the only way he gets to leave and go back to New York.
I understand, Your Honor.
Your Honor, do you see what's at the bottom of the PTR?
I can't hear you.
Do you see what's at the bottom of PTR's interview with him? I believe it's the very last line.
Oh, I do see that now. Thank you, Counselor.
I would just,
He's not allowed to leave. Sir, you can't go back to New York. You have to stay in this jurisdiction until this case is resolved. Do you understand that?
What can I do?
I can't hear you. Get close to the microphone.
Well, what do I have to do for it to get resolved?
So that's up to the state of Florida. They're prosecuting this case against you. It's the state of Florida versus Richard Garcia. So that's up to the state of Florida. I have no idea what they're going to do. I have no idea how long this case is going to take. But given the fact that you said, I will not return to Florida for any future court hearings, I am not allowing you to leave this jurisdiction. Do you understand that?
With our wigs.
Yes. Okay. Well, he's not leaving now, so he can do it here. And what else, can I see what else I ordered? I want to make sure I didn't order everything now. Okay. No contact, not possess weapons, and you're only allowed to return one time to the resort to gather your belongings with law enforcement. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Billy Quintana Vega.
21MM71AE. You're here charged with battery. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me.
Yes.
Is there any way I can get pretrial release?
No, sir.
No?
So according to the record that I have, your last conviction was in March 2021, and it was a violation of pretrial release conditions on domestic violence.
Right.
Because of that, at this time, your bond is $1,000.
All right, thank you very much, miss.
We're not done. We're not done. We're not done. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You're not allowed to have any contact with Elizabeth Rivera. You're not allowed to have any contact with Dominic Slaughter. You're not allowed to return to 7-Eleven at 8674 Maitland Summit Boulevard. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
no, Your Honor.
All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Ronald Toller.
21MM262280. You're here charged with battery dating violence. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Who lives at 2037 Paprika Drive?
My girlfriend's cousin.
All right, that's not your house?
No.
All right, I'm going to order that you're not allowed to return there. Were you two living together?
No.
Okay, so I'll order you maintain a separate residence. Comply with any plan set in place by DCF. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
Alcohol, Your Honor.
I'll order you're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens. You understand that? Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Eduardo Terech.
21MM263080, you're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause in this case, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Your Honor, when setting bond, I would just ask that you take into account that this also should have been charged as a false imprisonment.
Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
Were you two living together?
No.
All right, I'll order you maintain a separate residence. You're not allowed to return to her residence for any reason. You understand that?
Yes.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition.
Say yes.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Yes, Ms. George?
Your Honor, I would ask that you take no action on this out on bond case. The only thing that I saw on my computer that he needed to complete was the video for pretrial diversion. My client is employed full-time. I see no convictions here in Florida. And just point to the fact that he's almost finished with his pretrial diversion. If the court is inclined to revoke the bond, I would just ask that you set a higher bond amount in that case, Your Honor.
Ms. May, what's the pretrial diversion program include other than the video?
Paying a fine.
At this time, I'm revoking your bond. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Dennis Cook.
21 CT 2881AO. You're here charged with driving without a valid driver's license. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond is $500, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Your Honor, Mr. Cook is accepting the state's offer of a withhold credit time served. I went over all his rights and he wants to accept the state's offer. He understands those rights.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Thank you.
You heard the public defender just now tell the court that you want to enter a plea today. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand the rights you're giving up by entering this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about the rights?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of no valid driver's license?
Guilty.
I'll accept your plea of guilty. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will withhold adjudication. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them, and I'll give you credit for the
2 days.
2 days that you've been in jail. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Victor Enriquez.
21 CT 288280. You're here charged with DUI with property damage or personal injury. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Hold on one moment. Just a moment. All right, at this time, your bond will be $2,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages. You'll be subject to random alcohol screens. Do you understand that? You have to answer out loud.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll also be subject to random drug screens because you're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't drive without a valid Florida driver's license. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Catalina Stares.
In 21 CT 288380, you're here charged with driving under the influence. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Hold on one moment. Your bond in this case will be $1,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're also not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you'll be subject to random drug screens as well. You can't drive without a valid Florida driver's license. And at this time, I'm revoking your bond in 19 CF 17498AO. Good luck. I thought that was a new one. What happened to Marcel Bradick? Okay, 21 MM 258980. A warrant was issued for his arrest. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent him.
Will waive.
All right, his bond is $500, no return.
Kayla Perez Martina, medical.
21 CT 2886 and 2887. Counselor, it's a no valid driver's license and no motor vehicle registration. I'll appoint your office to represent her.
Will waive.
Her bond on each will be $500. Please tell me your name.
Clint Sparks.
21 CT 288980. You're here charged with driving under the influence. There is probable cause for your arrest, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages or controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens. Do you understand?
Yes.
You can't drive without a valid Florida driver's license. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes.
this defendant, he lives out of state, lives in Louisiana.
Again, the only way he can leave this jurisdiction is if we can set up alcohol and drug screens where he lives. So can we put that in the order, and then he'll have to work with his attorney's office to do it there?
So,
All right, Ms. George, I appointed the Public Defender's Office. He's still going to have random drug and alcohol screens even when he returns home.
Okay.
Good luck, sir.
Christopher Dunlap is mental health ground.
21 MM 262780. It's a trespass, Ms. George. I'll appoint your office.
Will waive, Your Honor.
Did you say he's medical or mental health?
Mental health.
Do you want to ask about bond, Ms. George?
Your Honor, I would just ask for an ROR. I don't see that he qualifies for pretrial release, but looks like, I don't know what this is, the last conviction in 2010, but I see no failures to appear or anything.
I'll grant that motion. I'll release him on his own recognizance. No return. I have Adrian Gattacapera bonded. Please tell me your name.
Jefferson Millard.
MO 45580, you're here charged with violating state misdemeanors. There is probable cause. Ms. George, did you wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe it's a withhold credit time served for the state misdemeanor. My client does have the out on bond, trespass, and disorderly conduct. I don't know if we could resolve those as well,
Not the trespass, it's a true victim case.
but the disorderly conduct would
I'm
be.
unsure what the city's doing on it. I don't know if they're filing or what they want to do with it, but he could result with a withhold credit time served in the court cost and filing fee.
So, Your Honor, we would just ask that you allow us to resolve both of the city and county ordinances. He understands all the rights he would be giving up. I went over that with him, and he wants to accept the state's offer here today.
All right, sir, raise your right hand. That one. Oh, there you go.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, you heard what Ms. George just said, that you want to enter a plea today, is that true?
In the piece? Yes.
You want to resolve the cases today, the two that you can?
Yes.
And you understand that if you resolve them today, we're not going to have a jury trial, you're giving up your right to remain silent and your right to testify. You understand all those rights?
Yes. Yes. Your Honor.
All right, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you.
Yes. Yes.
All right, we're making a record, so I have to hear your answers. And you understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that?
Yes.
Other than what Ms. George said the state's offer was, has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Yes, sir.
No.
No? Okay. How do you wish to plead to the charge of violating state misdemeanors and disorderly conduct?
No contact.
All right, I'll accept your pleas of no contest. I find they're freely and voluntarily made. At this time, I'll withhold adjudication on both of those cases. Sir, do you have a job?
No.
Do you have a home?
Yeah. I live with my girlfriend.
Okay. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'm going to give you a year to pay them. You understand that? And I'll give you credit for the,
2 days in the new case, and I'm checking for the out on bond case.
so 2 days in the new case that you just got arrested. I'll give you 2 days credit for that. And then in the other case, I don't know how many days credit you have.
Days as well.
2? All right, so you have 2 days credit in both. I'm giving you the credit for both of those that you spent in jail, okay? You understand? All right, good luck, sir. Have a nice day.
Your Honor, I believe there's also a $10 filing fee on the disorderly.
I think you're right. And I'll order the filing fee.
No action on the trespass?
Correct. Please tell me your name.
Juan Almonte.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 44710 for second-degree murder with a firearm. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Yes, Ms. George?
No,
I'm sorry, Ms. May. Sorry, wrong person.
As this is a live offense, they would ask that you hold him no bond pending an after hearing.
I will at this time. You'll have no bond on this charge, but even while you're in custody, you can't have contact with any witnesses in the case or the victim's family members. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's all. We're done with him. Please tell me your name.
Jordan Gray.
Mr. Gray, you're here in 21 CF 44560, charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. There is probable cause in this case, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond on this charge will be $3,500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other conditions the state would request on this case?
Your Honor, I'd ask for a no return to the area that the victim sleeps.
You're not allowed to return to 2719 South Rio Grande Avenue. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And at this time, in 21 CF 2535, I'm revoking your bond. Good luck, sir.
Michael Seedor is in the hospital room.
Should we reset it for tomorrow, or? Okay, it's
No,
21 CF 4464AO. I'll appoint the public defender's office.
We'll waive, Your Honor.
All right, he's charged with possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon, possession of firearm by convicted felon, carrying a concealed firearm, and resisting without violence. There is probable cause. His bond will be $15,000 on count 1. I'm just going to stay the bond. $7,500 on count 2, $4,000 on count 3, $1,000 on count 4, and $500 on count 5. He's not allowed to possess or consume controlled substances without a valid prescription. He's not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition, or have contact with any known drug dealers. Anything else the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Please tell me your name.
Rebecca Griffith.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 20 CF 12293 for failing to appear on a pretrial conference for a charge of possession of fentanyl. The bond is $1,000. If the public defender was not already appointed, I will appoint them at this time. Good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Billy Lee Kicklighter.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Billy Lee Kicklighter.
21 CF 445580. You're charged with possession of cocaine with a weapon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 counts of that, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Does the state wish to be heard as to bond?
Your Honor, state would just ask for you to take into account his previous history and set a reasonable bond.
At this time, your bond will be $25,000 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2, $4,000 on count 3, and $1,000 on counts 4 through 11 each. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand that? You're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name. A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Osceola County in 19 CF 1377 for failing to appear for a sentencing on a grand theft, battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer with violence, resisting a merchant, resisting an officer with violence, fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer at high speed with wanton disregard, driving without a valid driver's license. There is no bond authorized on this warrant, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. In 19 CF 628180, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a pretrial conference on a fraudulent use of personal identification information and giving false name to a law enforcement officer adversely affecting another. There's also no bond authorized on that, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck. Please tell me your name. 21 CF 444780, you're here charged with possession of a controlled substance without a valid prescription and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir.
I'm sorry, Judge, count 2.
100. I reduced it. Please tell me your name.
Grant Roberts.
In 21 MO 456, you're charged with open container of an alcoholic beverage. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office. Your bond in that is $250. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcohol. You understand? In 21 CF 446180, you're charged with possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is also probable cause for that. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. You're not allowed to possess or consume controlled substances without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
No.
All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Melvin Sennett.
21 CF 4473. You're here charged with trafficking in oxycodone greater than 4 grams with a firearm, trafficking in oxycodone greater than 7 grams, possession of oxycodone, possession of methamphetamine with intent, possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, possession of methamphetamine, possession of cocaine with a weapon, and possession of cocaine, carrying a concealed firearm and threatening a public servant, possession of drug paraphernalia. At this time, I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, and I don't know if this is how it's normally charged, but they're all stemming from the same incident, the trafficking in oxycodone 4 grams with a firearm. Then we have another one, trafficking in oxycodone 7 grams.
Yes, I had the same questions, Counselor, and I was going to ask the state if she knows why it was arrested this way and what your thoughts are.
Your Honor, I don't know, I can't read the officer's mind, but I believe the reason he did it this way is because I believe 2 pills were found and then 17 pills were found.
Right, in different places?
Yes, Your Honor. So I believe that's why he did it as 2 different charges and then at the end aggregated it, which is a total of 19 pills or 10.21 grams.
But what about the,
So arguably, it should be trafficking in oxycodone with a firearm, the 7 to 14.
That's what I was thinking.
and like, let me give you, for instance, 7 and 8, possession of cocaine with a weapon and possession of cocaine. Is it, can the state articulate why there are 2 charges of possession of cocaine?
I believe the officer, again, just found it in multiple spots and I think he found cocaine actually next to a weapon, and so he charged cocaine in a weapon, and then I believe he found cocaine in another location within the vehicle. So I believe that's why, as he found things, he created charges off of the things he found instead of aggregating it into one charge.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes.
On this one?
Mentally, like really bad, where he had nightmares. They sleep with me, counseling, mentors.
Did they sleep with you before this incident?
No.
And why are they sleeping with you?
They just have nightmares about something happening to me, or me getting killed, or like afraid to go to school because they think something will happen to me.
Okay. And why are you opposing the defense's request to take the depositions of your children separate from you?
Because happened, I feel like it was one thing for it to happen to me. So the kids what got involved because they had this traumatic trauma. So like during that time, like I couldn't it was nothing I could do. So what happened was out of my control. So during this healing process, like, you know, getting the necessary steps and doing the necessary stuff that I need to do for my kids and to assure them that they don't have to worry about this and just trying to move forward with life, especially with my daughter, like peeing on herself, having nightmares. And so now, like, I have to assure them that, okay, when you go in the room and you talk, this is for the better, and that I'll be right there. So I just don't feel comfortable, and my daughter is afraid, like, to have to be interrogated or speak without me there. Like, I just don't feel comfortable with that.
If this motion were denied and you were to be allowed to be in the same room as your children when they testified, would you agree to sit on an opposite corner room that your child is in?
Yes.
Would you agree to be completely silent and not say or not try to signal to your children in any way, shape, or form?
Yes, sir.
Would you agree to not try to influence your children's testimony in any way, shape, or form?
Yes, sir.
Right now, do you have a way of communicating non-verbally with your children?
No, I don't, that's not my desire. Like I spoke with you before and I told you, I can sit in the corner. I just want to be in my kids' present, you know, to assure that they are comfortable. It doesn't, the truth is the truth. You can't
Let me get my statute book.
turn the truth around.
So it's not like you can kind of give your kid a look and they know what you're thinking? No?
All right. Thank you both. Let's pull up the statute so we can read it all together. Okay.
Now can we talk about Samora?
Yes.
Okay. Samora is your biological daughter?
Yes.
What's Samora's date of birth?
04/23, 2012.
So how old is Samora?
135, 1C, 92.
How old is she now? 8. And has Samora ever been diagnosed with any type of mental, emotional, intellectual disabilities that you're aware of?
No.
Okay.
Looking at the 7 to 14 charge,
Yes.
it looks like there's just a min-man of 3 years and a fine. I don't see,
Very shy and bashful.
Okay. So can you describe Samora's normal behavior to the court then? What she's like on a day-to-day basis?
Samara is just a loving little. What's that?
So since she doesn't have any type of disability like Sean does, it's important for the court to understand how the child acts on a regular basis, so that way the court can make an informed decision as to how the child's normal behavior would be if the child were in a room by herself without her mother being subject to cross-examination by an attorney.
I'll allow it. So Samara is just,
So
the 8-year-old with her.
I think that count 1 is a PBL because the trafficking of that amount is a first-degree felony,
and a firearm enhances.
and the firearm would enhance that to a punishable by life offense.
She's just full of life and bubbly, but she's a very resilient.
And then there are minimum mandatories, but
Underneath it.
it says, hold on, commits a felony of the first degree.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I think count 1 is a punishable by life offense. All right, so here's what we're gonna do with bond.
Your Honor, I would ask that based on the way that it's charged, that you treat the remaining counts as subsidiaries.
All right, Counselor, I'll do that at this time. So, all right, Mr. Senate, on count 1, you have no bond right now because that is charged as a punishable by life offense. So your attorney's gonna have to file a motion in front of the trial judge to get you a bond on that, which they can do. On count 2, I'm going to leave that one at $100,000. Count 3, your bond will be $150. Count 4, Your bond will be 15,000, count 4 will be 150, count 5, it'll be 15,000, count 6, 150, count 7, 15,000, count 8, 150, count 9, 10 and 11, I'll set your bonds at, 150 on count 9, 100 on counts 2, and 10 and 11. So you're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You're not allowed to possess a firearm of any kind or ammunition.
No.
Were there any co-defendants in this case, Counselor?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right, you're also not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. And thank you both. Please tell me your name.
Timothy Welch, ma'am.
(20 CF 12174AO). A capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for arraignment on possession of utilone and driving while license suspended. Your bond is $1,000 on each count, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Please tell me your name.
Angela San Pedro.
A warrant was issued for your arrest. Out of Brevard County in 21 CF 2097 for fraudulent use of a credit card. I don't see the bond on that. Hold on, let me find it. Ah, there it is. Your bond is $1,000. We'll notify them that you're here, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in M170100928. A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Miami-Dade for a charge of battery. The bond is $7,500. Again, we'll notify them that you're here, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Lacey Jordan Simpson.
A warrant was issued for your arrest out of Seminole County in 20 CT 2223 for driving while license canceled, suspended, or revoked with one prior. Your bond is $500. We'll notify them that you're here. Do you have an attorney representing you? You have to answer out loud.
No, ma'am.
Bond is $500, and it's an out-of-county warrant. So if I appoint your office, she's going to have to, it's from Seminole County.
I wouldn't appoint us, Your Honor. She has a low bond in this case.
Right. So, ma'am, did you hear what I was talking about with the public defender? I can appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, but you're going to have to pay a fee for that. But they're not going to be representing you because this is in Seminole County, and you have a bond. Your bond is only $500. Are you able to post that?
My bond today?
Not today, but
I mean, they're gonna post my bond right now for $100.
Yeah.
I don't know who they is, but,
My husband.
okay, so if you want me to, I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office here, but I think that's just an extra fee.
I should go to Seminole County and do that?
Right.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm trying to save you an extra fee, basically.
Okay, that's fine, I'll do that.
Okay, all right. Good luck, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Can I have one more question?
Yes,
I can get out today from here?
yes.
Okay, so
I don't
you
see any
post the
other,
bond and I can go.
right, I don't see any other holds.
Okay, thank you.
So, all right, good luck. All right, is the state ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Price, 21 CF 3100.
No information filed.
Scott, 21MM148.
Filed on the 16th.
Nieves, 21CF3137.
Notice and on filing.
Costin, 21CF3068.
Notice and on filing.
Hernandez, 21CF3133, 3113.
No information filed.
Young, 21CF1616.
Notice and on filing.
Bernie, 21CF3061.
Notice and on filing.
Then I have Palmore, 21CF2864.
Notice and on filing.
On a principal in first-degree attempted murder and attempted robbery with a firearm.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your office filed a notice of non-filing on that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Walker, 21CF314980.
It was filed this morning.
All right. Any other business before court is adjourned?
No, Your Honor.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Okay, so that, would that make sense then that their stories were all the same?
Your Honor, you can review the video, and it does not appear that any victim witness influenced the testimony or statements of the other.
Well, I mean, let's say the three of us, Mr. Lightfoot, you, and I were all in a room talking to a law enforcement officer about what happened today. And Mr. Lightfoot starts off and he says, this is what happened. And then they say, okay, Mr. Personier, what happened? Isn't it fair to presume that you would say something similar to what Mr. Lightfoot said if we're all in the same room? I mean, our stories would be similar, right?
Your Honor, in that situation, as an officer of the court, I would testify as to what I saw and what I remember and what I have firsthand knowledge of. In fact, Ms. Johnson said it today on the stand. She said the truth is the truth. It doesn't change. So she gave no indication that she would sway or influence or try to determine what her children said.
Let me see let me see your video.
Yes, Your Honor.
Looking at this video, Mr. Lightfoot?
I do not, Your Honor. I would just like to point out